Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a tutorial on the eye look that I'm wearing right here, and it's kind of like a pinky smoky eye look. I hope you all enjoy. So to start off with, I'm going to be using this mattifying pore concealer from Moisture Mist. It's like a clear pore filling primer. It's kind of similar to the Benefit Porefessional but not quite as drying. So all I'm doing is applying this pretty much all over my face, anywhere that I have larger pores, which nowadays is all of my face, and I'm just smoothing that in with my fingers. For a little bit of a highlight or a glow all over my face, I'm taking the MAC Strobe Cream, rubbing it between my fingers and kind of patting it onto my face. You see I do a mixture of like patting and slapping motions. That's just so that I don't really move around the Moisture Mist primer. For foundation, I'm using my all-time favourite, the ZA Skin Beauty Liquid Foundation. I'm in the colour 20 and I'm using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to apply this. It's a really nice thin coverage and, I'd say like light to medium coverage, but a thin consistency foundation, and I think it looks beautiful on the skin. So for my brows, I'm using the Rimmel brow pencil in dark brown. This is not my normal routine. I actually left some of my products at Corpu's house, so I thought I'd try something a little bit different. So I just put that all through majority of my brow, and then I'm taking the Perfect Fit Concealer by ZA, and I'm just cleaning up my brows because I don't really like this brow pencil. It looks okay in the end, but it's not really my favourite, so I'm just doing a whole lot of sharpening up just because it looks really, really warm, and I feel like if my brows are warm and sharp, they look a lot better. So I'm using a short eyeshadow brush from XO Beauty for this because it's just enough amount of fluffiness and stiffness in the same brush. Next, I'm going in with my Gimme brow from Benefit, and I'm just going to apply this through my brows, but I'm mostly focusing at the front because if you noticed, I don't know if you could tell in the video, but with the brow pencil I didn't actually apply it in the inner part of my brow. And now I'm just actually matching up both sides. You can see that this side of my face, the brow is a little bit shorter, so I'm just going to extend that a bit with the pencil. Now I'm using the concealer to conceal my blemishes, and I'm using a round top miniature kabuki brush from XO Beauty. I'm not 100% sure on the name, but I will have everything that I can linked off down below. And as you can see, that pimple there just does not want to be concealed, so I kind of just left it. I'm using a powder from ZA. I'm not 100% sure on the name, but I'll have it pop down below, and I'm just pressing that into my skin with a blush brush by Real Techniques. Pressing rather than rubbing, just so that I, get the most amount of coverage possible. And although I am rubbing here, I did pat it on first. So I'm using my Naked 3 palette, and I'm taking the third shade from the end, which is called Mugshot, and I'm just going to be applying this to the inner and outer corners of my eyes. I kind of tried doing that like eye framing technique where you put the lightest or brightest shade in the center. So I do kind of build this up throughout the video, but I just wanted a nice deep dark color. You could definitely use Satin Taupe by MAC. It's basically the same thing. The brush that I'm using here is from Sigma, by the way. Next I'm taking Limit, which is the lighter brown, and Nuna, which is the darker brown, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the crease. Again, I do this a lot throughout the tutorial, but I didn't include it. Now I'm taking MAC's Pigment Rose. You can buy the mini pigments from MAC for I think $15 or $10. 10 or 15, that sounded weird. And I'm just applying it with that same brush. I'm using it wet, just wet with a little bit of Fix Plus, and I'm popping that all over my lid, and then right now I'm just lightly pulling it backwards and forwards with my brush just to blend it, and then in a minute I'm just going to do the same thing with my finger because I want it to be really well blended. You don't just want a big blob of pink or rose gold on your lid. I love this pigment. It's definitely one of my my favorite MAC pigments. And here we go, I'm re-intensifying that darker shade. You can't really see all that much in the video because it was a ridiculous time of day and the light was changing, but I just wanted to make sure that it was really nice and dark, so I'm just re-intensifying. Now I'm going in with a concealer from Moisture Mist. This is a Circle Lightener. I recently got this from ZA themselves, and I do quite like it. I don't know if it's my favourite concealer ever, but if you have really dark circles, it's probably not going to work, but for me with sort of light under eye circles, it works perfectly. And it's really, really lovely in consistency, which I love. That was just to clean up all of the fallout and to also conceal my under eyes. And of course we need to set this, so I'm taking my ZA powder and I'm just using a setting brush from Real Techniques, which I really, really love. It's great for using underneath the eyes and also for highlighter. I didn't get a shot of the palette here, but I'm just taking a little bit of Nuna on a small eyeshadow brush from XO Beauty, and I'm just popping it underneath my lash line just to smoke it out a little bit. I'm using a clean blending brush to just blend that out even more because I want it to be nice and smoky, just to complement the upper lash line. Now I'm going in with the black liner. This one is by Model Co, and I'm going to line and tightline. I tried to keep this as horror free as possible, but as you can see, I couldn't help myself. People hate it when I show my tightlining, but too bad. Now I'm going in with my new fave mascara. You guys should know this by now. I've mentioned it in my last like 55 videos. That was a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the message. I'm just applying this to my top and bottom lashes. This look would look amazing with like some fluffy false lashes, but I was literally just going to the movie, so I wasn't too phased. I'm just taking a little bit of Hoola bronzer, and I'm actually just using the brush that it comes with to contour my face. For some reason on camera it looks quite warm, but it's actually a really nice cool toned bronzer, so I don't know what's up with that, but a little bit of contouring didn't hurt nobody. For blush, I'm using Cheeky Bugger from MAC, and it was from the Kelly Osbourne collection, but any sort of like baby to medium pink colour will do the job perfectly, and I'm just applying that all over my cheekbones and just sort of blending it out and making sure that it looks perfecto. For my highlighter, I'm using this one here. It's called June Bride from ZA, and it's basically a dupe of NARS Albatross highlighter, and I effing love it. I don't know if you can see it that great on camera in this video, but it's like beautiful. It's like a white gold sheen, and seriously, it is so close to Albatross. Like, you need it in your life. And I'm also highlighting the high points of my forehead above my brows, down the center of my nose, and I'm also just taking a little bit on my finger to highlight my cupid's bow, which somehow I think rubbed off before I put lipstick on. I think it's because I changed my lipstick, but alas, I'm using the Kate lipstick from Rimmel in 101. This is literally my favourite lipstick of the moment. It is like the most beautiful, like medium pink matte, beautiful, beautiful colour. So that is everything, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!